John Scott, you were on the board for the Manchester Commonwealth Games. What are the big lessons that Glasgow might learn?
I think the lesson with Manchester was the importance of the public transport system. We did manage to put in place a significant amount of the tram system. I think the one regret we all had was that it wasn't possible to get the tram extension out to Sports City in time for the Games. But there were other plans put in place to handle that. But getting rid of the car was fundamental. People had to come through public transport.
So do you have a similar vision then for Glasgow, that the bus will be integral and pretty big actually in terms of delivery of spectators and athletes to the Games?
Absolutely, it's fundamental. It's the most efficient way of doing it. It's also the most fundamental way, as I say, to make sure people get there on time. We will be using bus lanes here in Glasgow to give priority access to anyone involved in Commonwealth Games business, and I think that will help as well. But just reducing the number of traffic movements is critical here. So let's get people on buses. The buses will be timed appropriately. There'll be an excellent service. That is the way to do it.
There were special parking rides created in Manchester. Do you have a view about how Glasgow should deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the park and rides that were put in place in Manchester were very good. The key there is very, very good signposting. I think, you've got to remember there will be a lot of people who are coming to the city who are not familiar with the city. So make sure you've got good signposting them to get them to them as early as possible, so they don't come into the city hunting for the park and ride. You want to get them to the park and ride before they enter the city.
The figures for Manchester suggested, actually, if my memory serves me correctly, that 80% of those who went to the Games in Manchester were delivered by public transport. Can Glasgow match that?
I think that's the challenge. That's what we have to try and put in place. I mean, I think we need to aim even higher than that. The idea is to get people out of their cars so that the city centre and the venues in and around the city are not clogged by unnecessary car transport.
Obviously, we live in straitened times, the economic crisis, credit crunch, call it what you will. Are you concerned that that might jeopardise the possibility of delivery?
I think everyone has to be concerned where we are at this moment in time in terms of the economy generally. But I think we also have to be confident and hopeful that we are going to bounce out of it. But I think that the signs are good. I think in terms of the actual offering that we made at bid time, if you look at the principal infrastructure commitments, they were already committed, the funding was already in place, and a large number of them are already underway and on site.
The Commonwealth Games is likely to be the biggest multi-sport event that Scotland will ever hold. Is this an opportunity to change the face of Glasgow and its people?
There will certainly be a physical impact in the East End, where we're seeing the village, we're seeing the National Indoor Sports Arena, where we're seeing the regeneration route going in. These are all critical, but at the heart of any successful legacy is an attitudinal change. And I think what these games can bring is a sense of can-do, a sense of confidence, and a willingness to work together in a way that perhaps hasn't happened before.
You were appointed in August. What's your impression of the city?
I love it. I really do. This is a city that enjoys itself, and that is something I want to capture and use when we have the Games here in 2014.